everyone, welcome to Trend Talks. Today I have the pleasure to talk with Chiara Mongoli. She is based in Rome, Italy, and she is the CSR Manager at ENEL, a leading energy supplier. We all know ENEL Green Power as one of the leaders in renewable energy globally. Chiara is working at ENEL since 2008, and she is right now a Manager Corporate Social Responsibility and in charge of developing global alliances and sustainability projects. Welcome, Chiara.
Thank you, Edwin. It's really nice being here with you today.
Great. Chiara, before we're going to talk about corporate social responsibility, just a quick question. How do you envision the market developments right now and then for ENEL Green Power? How is the solar market doing in Italy, for instance?
Well, the solar market is really increasing so far, so it's a really good moment, and I have to say that there is more awareness now about a sustainable energy. And you know, solar energy is one of the example of a green energy which is only sustainable, which is our mantra at ENEL Green Power. So it's actually the right momentum of doing this kind of energy.
Okay. Talking about corporate social responsibility, which is your main responsibility within ENEL Green Power, right? What does ENEL Green Power do to embrace this creating shared value, as I saw in your LinkedIn profile?
Well, it's very peculiar at ENEL Green Power. I wanna explain a little bit. The unit where I work is called Sustainability Ecosystem, which is a brand new unit inside the sustainability system in the entire ENEL perimeter. And I would like to focus on this because at ENEL Green Power, sustainability was actually born 10 years ago, just few years after, corporate social responsibility was actually born at ENEL Group. And at ENEL Green Power, sustainability embraced the traditional renewable energy value chain. So it started spreading from business development to engineering and construction to operation and maintenance phase, which are actually the milestone of the renewable energy power generation. With the Sustainability Ecosystem unit, last year, we decided to hit also the very ends of the renewable energy value chain. So the external stakeholders of the renewable energy value chain, starting from the beginning, which is the supply chain, and to the bottom, which is the delivery of a sustainable energy, so liaising with the commercial and industrial clients of ENEL Green Power. So for example, those companies actually buy the PPAs, the power purchase agreement from ENEL Green Power. So I'm in the Sustainability Ecosystem unit, which is this new unit, and I'm in charge of developing sustainability and also creating share value initiatives for our commercial and industrial clients. And this is very important because, for the first time, besides selling renewable energy to our clients, so an energy, for example, solar energy, let's say, we are actually giving them the opportunity to work with us in creating share value. And when we talk about creating share value, we mean delivering projects that not only bring value for the stakeholders of a community, for example, but also for a company. So there is a mutual benefit. And this is very important, for example, for our commercial and industrial clients, because it can help them, let's say, in solving reputational or branding, or even creating business opportunities in your communities. So for example, when we present this kind of offer to our C&I clients, we actually allow them to participate in something new. So besides providing them with a renewable energy, we are also giving them the opportunity to be sustainable overall. So it's like an holistic approach, if we can say that.
And so, for example, how does that work with let's say, a ground-based PV system, and where you have the stakeholders, not only the owner of the plant, the PPA owner, but also the people living around such a plant? How does this translate into that?
It translates that, it will involve not only the power plant, but also the community of stakeholders like, the municipalities, the inhabitants of the village, for example, of the power plants, but also the future generation, because, it can be a project that involves a school, a university, or a community, a small village, and it can be a project that can be also far from the power plant. So it's something that wants to involve more stakeholders possible.
And can you give a concrete example of what that means for your municipality or for the surrounding stakeholders living close to the plant?
It can be, for example, a business opportunity, or for example, an education opportunity. I can tell you that, ENEL Green Power is in 5 continents. So far we've been implementing this kind of project, in a lot of countries. We have examples, let's say, in South Africa, or we have examples in Chile, where, we involved in our solar projects, let's say the community, involving the women of the community in training them in being technicians to clean the solar panels in a power plant which is called Oyage, which is in Chile, in the Andes, for example. So we want to involve the local community, giving them a job, so training them and providing them with a job. So this is education for them. And this is also a business opportunity for a company.
Yeah. You're responsible for CSR at ENEL Green Power, so you probably also look out for what other competitors are doing on CSR. Did you already see the mistakes that you shouldn't do with respect to CSR, the wrong examples? Do you have any?
Well, I would talk, if I can, more about sustainability than CSR. When I joined ENEL for the first time, there was the concept of corporate social responsibility. But now, let's say, it's more advanced, it's more focused on ESG, so environmental, social, and governance impacts, on performances. And also with the creating share value, we actually overcome all of this because, we wanted the mutual benefit of a company and of the stakeholders. What we shouldn't do, well, the very first mistake that I've seen during all these years is considering corporate social responsibility only a way to improve your reputation or brand performances, or, seeing in some companies corporate social responsibility inside communication, for example, and, that might be misleading and it can be mistaken for greenwashing or blue washing. I mean, corporate social responsibility and then sustainability, it's part of a corporate strategy. It's actually something fundamental. At ENEL, we have a sustainability report, which is almost integrated in our annual report. So, and at the sustainability reporting unit in our company, it is also inside the direction we provide with the annual report. So it's really connected. The two things are really connected. And, our sustainability strategy cannot, be exempt from corporate social responsibility.
Yeah, it is a kind of a buzzword as well, ESG. Everybody's talking about it. Do you have any important lessons to share that you have experienced with the ESG in maybe related to solar projects that you have developed?
Well, environmental, social, and governance targets for us are really fundamental, and we always apply them in all our projects. When we think about sustainability in our renewable energy power generation, as we said before, we start from the very beginning of just thinking how to establish a power plant. So sustainability starts from there. From the, let's say, the sustainable construction site, it's called like that. That's the very first phase. Then there is the sustainable plant. So it's not like I build the plant, I decide where to build the solar plant, for example, then I build the plant, and then I say, okay, maybe I should rethink about my performance in a more sustainable way. No, we actually, when we want to establish a solar project or a wind project, we always think sustainably. And, these phases are called sustainable construction site, sustainable plant, and so on. So we actually applied sustainability to all the phases to the renewable energy generation value chain.
I would like to thank you, Chiara, for this interview.
Thank you very much, Edwin. It was my real pleasure.